Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video we're going to be looking at MMTLP. I'm going to be sharing with you a new 8K file by Nextbridge hydrocarbons. We're also going to be looking at a prediction of huge news coming very soon for MMTLP, and we're also going to be looking at George talking about MMTLP, talking about FINRA, and also talking about the U3 halt. And then we're finishing off by having a look at tick symbol FLGC, which has had a tremendous run and was also featured in one of my earlier videos, so stay tuned for that. And I'm also going to be finishing off by sharing with you a recent buy of a stock that I just made, so stay tuned for that as well. So before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first of all, I'd like to share with you the US consumer sentiment, and what we can see here in terms of March. US consumer sentiment rises 79.4 compared to the estimated 76.5. So certainly looks like hopefully good feelings there generally in the US. In terms of GDP, what I'd like to share with you from US GDP is that US GDP for the fourth quarter rises 3.4 compared to the estimate of 3.2, and previously that was 3.9. so again better than expected results for GDP, so hopefully good news for general living standards in the USA. And finally I'm going to have a look at 1 year inflation expectations. So we're looking at expectations for inflation to fall to 2.9% compared to the estimated 3%, and that could be the lowest since December 2020, so hopefully that happens. And in other news from a crypto point of view, I'd like to give a shout out here to Sam Bankman-Fried, and I'd like to obviously congratulate Sam on getting sentenced to 25 years. He's not the #1 biggest fraudster in finance. He joins in the league at #2. So he was sentenced to 25 years for defrauding I think more than $8 billion from FTX customers, and will jump onto #2 of this leaderboard behind the evil Bernie Madoff. So the question is, how many years do we think Ari should get for his role in the MMTLP fiasco? As far as I'm concerned, I believe he should be #1 on that list. And just to finish off with a quote from Sam, who stated, "My useless life is probably over. I threw it all away. It haunts me every day." Let's now have a look at details of the new 8K file by Nextbridge hydrocarbons. So this was actually effective March the 21st, 2024, but the 8K has just been released on March the 27th, 2024. So let's have a look at a summary of what happened. So obviously the company have announced that the board of directors members Kirsten Whitley and Delvina Olkers resigned their positions immediately, and no replacements were announced. But the important thing here to note is that this was based on personal reasons and not based on any disagreements or any operations with regard to the company. So we can see the profiles here. Kristen was a non-employee director, and Delvin was also a chief operating officer. So good to hear confirmation that there were no disagreements and it was not related to business matters. So before we look at details of the huge predicted news, I'm going to give you a perspective from George Palikara with regard to MMTLP, U3 halt and also FINRA, and he also talks about that presentation that never happened. So first of all, what he posted earlier is with regard to the U3 halt, he stated that he did ask questions regarding U3 halt, and he also agreed on the next actions, but unfortunately he states here he cannot disclose these actions. So we're not sure what these actions are, and I think the reason why he's not disclosing these actions is because obviously it will be confidentiality agreed either with FINRA or with the board, and he has given a name here to confirm what he's saying is true, and that name is Sarah Gill. So Sarah Gill is a representative of FINRA, so obviously if there is any FOIA request identifying communication with Sarah Gill and George Picaros, that should certainly highlight that. So let's have a look at a follow-up that he was responded to the for, and this is with regard to his actions on MMTLP and the halt. So he talks about his decisions, and he states here these were guided by a commitment to the company's and all stakeholders' best interest. And he states here that changes in the board introduced a shift in communication policies, and these include the infamous Nextbridge hydrocarbons presentation promised and never delivered. And he says here, despite having a complete presentation deck ready to go. So that did create a huge controversy when it happened, because obviously it was never delivered. And he states here that this was not a matter of personal preference, but a directive from the new governance structure, which I was obliged to follow. So I think what certainly right now would be interesting is if we get a response from the Metamaterials board to either confirm or deny. And I think this is something that shareholders should hopefully get from them, because obviously transparency is important. And he goes on to say the perception that I lack interest in transparency is unfortunate and does not align with my values, intentions or effort. So I think I do give credit here to George for coming out and being honest. So he never had to do this, but he is doing this, and I think it does paint a negative picture on the board of Metamaterials. So let's now go ahead and have a look at details of the news that is expected to happen very, very soon. So shout out here to Drew Diligence, who's posted a space here. I think it's going to be tomorrow 12:30 a.m. UK time. I'm not sure what that time that is on Eastern time, but he's going to talk about dropping, he calls it a bomb, but I think this could be significant breaking news. And he also states here, you do not want to miss this. So we will wait and see. Finally, I'm going to finish off by having a look at one of the new cannabis stocks to the channel, ticker symbol FLGC. So this was shared 3 days ago in a video where I talked about a new potential penny stock, which is a cannabis stock and could potentially benefit from huge news in Germany. So go ahead and check that video out. And FLGC is also a stock that has been featured on our weekly watch list. So this was shared prior to trading on the Monday and also has been added to our daily stock alerts. So congratulations to everybody who has been holding FLGC, because we have a look at the chart. We can see here just today it's up in excess of 21% at time of editing at $2.70, and I think when we first looked at this was trading just over $1. So over the week this is up, over the previous 5 days it's up in excess of 121%, and certainly the bullish momentum looks to continue. And finally, I'm going to finish off by sharing with you one of my buys that was shared in the Discord exclusively, and this was ticker symbol SNOW. So this is a stock that I've just invested in earlier today, and this is a stock in terms of the news. There was some breaking news that in terms of a significant buy from the CEO. So this was information gathered from Fintel data, and we can see here that the CEO has invested significantly. So from my point of view, this should be a medium to long term hold. So if you would like to get breaking news in terms of due diligence, stock alerts, weekly watch list, as well as live buy and sell alerts, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.